Curry and Clark Kellogg. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Stephen Curry in this one?
Well, we all know that Curry is a tremendous shooter, just like his father. Quick release, pinpoint accuracy, deep range. But what I like about Curry is his passing ability. Such a good playmaker and tremendous court vision.
And the thing I like, Steve, is Steph's not just a spot-up shooter. He can create his own shot off the dribble. And he makes tough shots on the move.
After this one game on the road, the Jazz will head back home to Utah. This is a critical time for them. They've got, guys, a lot of away games coming up, and it's a stretch that's going to be a very, very difficult test.
Checking out Utah, I mean, they've clearly struggled here in the early going, and quite honestly, that's not a surprise. But it is early, so they've got a chance perhaps to make some incremental improvement as the season moves forward.
Yeah, not a world beater of a team. We knew that coming in, but the early season, so often is a time of hope. So let's hope they can make some improvements.
While never a lock for the playoffs, the Jazz were in the driver's seat for a playoff spot up until the All-Star break last season. However, after the second half kicked up again, they just couldn't beat the teams they needed to and lost a lot of ground, letting the Lakers back in the hunt.
Just 3 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to speak with Tyrone Corbin for a moment. A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We've got to have all-out energy fighting to stay on his hip, and then we need to pressure on the ball handler to try and delay the pass. Kevin, both jobs are hard.
Thanks, Doris. Of course, the Lakers would eventually pass them up during the final days to snag a playoff spot, but Steve, as you said, it was just a poor run of games for the Jazz right after the All-Star break that did them in.
Well, it would have been nice for this young core to gain some valuable playoff experience, but they did pick up a couple of first-round draft picks. They continue to add talent to this deep roster, and I would think it's just a matter of time before they're back in the playoffs again.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. He kicks to Jefferson. Dishes to Burke. The pass to Cannon. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game. Actually, nearly the entire game. No matter what unit is out there, it looked like a mismatch to me. You know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Curry passes to Thompson. Thompson off the pick from Lee. And Thompson kicks to Lee.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
The Warriors have shot just one free throw, missing that one earlier. And he's good on the second.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a two-possession game.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Burke. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Burke's got his second bucket tonight. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early out with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded the leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
And Rush kicks to Burke. And the three ball is good. Burke's got 7 points.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Now here's Curry. A 20-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell, were just really enjoying playing with him.
Here's Burke after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Rush dishes to Cantor. Inside to Jefferson. From in close. Gets it to go.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Now here's Curry. He feeds it to Thompson. Back to Curry. It's stolen by Jefferson. Right side Jefferson. He dishes it to Cantor. Pass to Burke. Tries it from the top of the key. It's hauled in by Bogut. Bogut's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Curry. Shot's good. Curry's got 5 points so far. And first time out of the game called for Utah. The last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And, you know, Kevin, what got them that win was the remarkable success they had from the floor. Their shooting was just tremendous.
Steve, you are a great shooter, but you know that kind of shooting is not something the team is going to get on a nightly basis. But when you do get it, boy, does it feel good.
There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him go Clark right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. Thompson kicks it to Lee. Working on Favors. An amazing finish with the hand right in his face. Here's Burke, who picked up 12 points in their last one against San Antonio.
Well, Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the ball, just racking up the assists.
Burke with it, guarded by Curry. Outside for Jefferson. There's the dish to Cantor. Goes back up, and that's 2 points on the layup. Favors got his first points of the night.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and you know, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
Now here's Curry, and stolen by Burke. Jefferson passing to Burke. Hangs in the air. Thompson with the rebound.
And I think for the Warriors, when you look at rebounding, that's where they made the most improvement last year. In fact, they ranked dead last in defensive rebounding in each of the previous 5 seasons, but they were #1 in the league last year. What a turnaround.
Here's Rush. He's covered by Thompson. Burke kicks to Jefferson. And there's the feed to Rush. For the 3. Count that one. Rush has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. You talk about the rebounding turnaround for the Warriors in 2011 and 2012. They were out-rebounded Clark by an average of about 7 rebounds a game than last season. They out-rebounded the opposition by over 2 a game.
You know, that's basically a 9-possession turnaround.
Good point,
when you look at it that way. And that's huge. I mean, it really helps explain how they went from a 23-win team to a 47-win team over the course of one season.
And it's Andres Pietrins with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Warriors with possession here, trailing by 2. 6 on the shot clock. Bazemore dishes to Barnes. And again, no good by Golden State. Here's O'Neal. Here is Lucas. Lucas off a pick from Williams. Lucas the pass to Hayward. A leaner. And Utah again with the bucket.
You know, it went down, guys, but still unusual to go to the leaner there with so much space around it.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Pietrins with the steal. Lucas with it. Passes it to Burks. Back to Lucas. Feeds to Williams. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Jazz from deep. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Utah.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
So it's the Warriors now. Following the three from Williams, O'Neal kicks to Douglas. Here's Barnes. Shot to stop the drought. He lays it in.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first? And Harrison Barnes, a rookie last season out of North Carolina, guys. He started as small forward for the Warriors from day one. I mean, a pretty impressive accomplishment on a playoff contending team.
Shot clock at 6. He kicks to Burks. Shoots from 14. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
We're not too far along in the basketball season right now, so let's see how the Jazz have done so far in the league stats. 9th in steals, 9th in field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in shooting from deep as well. This is a strong suit for this team, knocking down those shots from behind the arc.
What they try to do, Clark, is pressure the ball. I mean, you talked about the steals per game, and that's the key number of all those stats. They pressure the ball. They really create havoc for the offense. And when they take you out of the flow of your offense, it really makes the ball stop, and the game becomes very difficult for the offensive team.
Now here's Williams. Dishes it to Hayward. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
Utah shooting their second and third free throws tonight. Gobert checked in for Utah. And he sinks the second. Warriors trail by 6. And Bazemore gets to Ezeli. Inside, deflected. The pass to Hayward. Fires from deep. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Jazz out in front.
Friday, November 22nd, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics. Do not miss it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
It was a pretty solid first quarter for this club. They limited their mistakes and really took advantage offensively.
You know what? I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. That's excellent pressure and good activity with the hands.
And for the Warriors, they're shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Golden State looking at who they've got. We've got Tony Douglas. Ezeli is out there with Maurice Spates. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Nedovic in at the 1. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Gentlemen, Steph Curry set the record for most three-pointers in the season last year. Many of them coming in spectacular fashion. Step backs, one-legged pull-ups, you name it. Coach Mark Jackson said, I don't know who second place is for the best shooter in the world, but he has first place tied up. And guys, before it's all said and done, we could be talking about Curry as the greatest shooter of all time.
That's right, Doris. Thanks. Here's Spates. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Well, who's had the hot hand from the 2 position over the last 10 games? Highest field goal percentages right here on the 2K leaderboard. Well, you look at Burks, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
Just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming the perimeter.
And not just on the perimeter. I mean, all of these players drive the lane very effectively. Yeah, they're excellent outside shooters, but it's getting to the rim and finishing in close quarters that puts those percentages as high as they are.
Lucas kicks to Burks. Pocket 6. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Hayward from outside. That is good. Hayward's got 6.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Nedovic the pass to Spates. And that one's good.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
Guys, there were a lot of questions about what went wrong for Utah last year as they saw themselves slip from a middle-of-the-pack playoff team to being on the outside looking in at the playoffs. One reason was their play on the road.
Back to Lucas. He feeds it to Hayward. Leads him in there. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That's foul number 2 for him. As you said with the Jazz last year, getting wins on the road a big problem for them, and they just couldn't keep up in that category. You know, Steve, with other teams vying for a playoff spot.
Yeah, they finished 13 and 28 on the road, and that was what kept them out of the postseason. They just have to improve in that regard this year if they're going to get into the playoffs.
Cantor's shot is off.
An excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
Backing down his lead. Releases. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark. Just piling up points in the paint.
Pass to Favors. Working on Lee. Fades away. Favors can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 6. Pass to Curry. Here's Lee. Uses the glass to finish the way. Lee's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
And rush kicks to Burke. He passes to Cantor. To stop the drought. Another shot. Nice touch on the back shot. Favors has got his 2nd bucket of the night. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the 2nd quarter of play. Here's Curry. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Now Burke. He has 7. He dishes it to Favors. Kicks it to Burke. 6 to shoot. The 10-footer. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Thompson dishes to Lee. Working on Favors. 7-foot shot. Utah with the rebound. Favors got his 3rd rebound tonight. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season.
Well, these teams were very similar in a lot of ways last year, especially in the standings. But they were able to take the season series from them.
And the Jazz call time here. Yeah, they were 2 pretty decent teams last season. Clark, as Steve just made mention of, their regular season matchups were interesting.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, but they had an advantage in just a few critical areas that they gave them the upper hand. They did a good job of winning the majority of those games.
Rush the pass to Jefferson. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. And Rush kicks to Jefferson. 5 on the clock. Burke.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter. Well, guys, Andrew Bogut, when he's right and healthy, he really is one of the elite interior defenders in the NBA. He's a terrific help defender. He not only blocks shots, but he's also good at drawing charges, which is a rare combination.
And here is Burke. He has 7. The dish now to Favors. Burke. The feed to Rush. Gives him the lead pass. Iguodala with the steal. And now in transition, here we go. Iguodala. That ties it up. And it's 9 points for Steph Curry.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfect.
Going back to Bogut, Clark, you mentioned his defense. Steve, offensively, he's got some skills there as well.
Yeah, his shooting touch has been hampered a bit by the elbow injury he suffered. But a skilled passer, he can dribble, and he can really make plays in the half-court offense, catching off that pick and roll and finding open men.
Iguodala, this is to Curry. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here, following the goaltending call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now here's Burke. Rush. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Rush. 4 on the shot clock. Pass to Jefferson. Iguodala with the block. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Andres Biedrins is checked in for Enes Kanter. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Well, traditionally, many of the great free throw shooters have come from the point guard ranks. Here are the ones leading the league this year. And you look at Douglas, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic. And, of course, Stephen Curry, a little bit down the ladder. Utah has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
And Jefferson, here we go. Looking to end the run. And he lays it up and in. Jefferson's got 6.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second half.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, a talented young front court duo for the Jazz in Derek Favors and Enes Kanter. This summer, they worked out with Jazz legend Karl Malone, one of the all-time great power forwards in NBA history. Whether it was positioning and a technical trick or just the mental aspects of taking on a star role, guys, you couldn't ask for a better teacher.
No question he can help. Thanks, Doris.
His shooting percentage is falling off here in the second. He just can't get the ball in the basket. He's really struggling.
It's Thompson off the drive. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one is on Rush.
But one thing you got to watch out with him, he loves that corner 3. And that's the easiest 3 on the court, the shortest distance, about 22 feet. That's his sweet spot.
And when you watch him, Steve, you can see how quickly he looks to take his shot when he's on the receiving end of a pass and how successful he is when he does take the shot. This guy is a catch, fire, and hit guy.
Williams fires. The 17-footer goes down. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
Outside Curry. Thompson passes to O'Neal. Theodrin's on him. The jump hook. That's good.
This seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Lee against Williams. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, you look at the flex offense that Utah utilizes, and it requires that players, one, be versatile and multi-skilled, but also that they have good basketball IQs. You need to be able to screen and read defenses effectively. And that's not easy, but it's certainly a good way to play if you've got the right people.
Alec Burks checked in for Richard Jefferson. And Curry, here we go. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
It's still early on as the new basketball season gets underway for Golden State. Here's where they stand. Second in assists, second in field goal percentage, and they're number 2 in fewest turnovers a game. I call that squeezing the orange, and that's a team effort, everybody valuing the ball.
And Clark, let's go back to the assists for a second. I mean, this is what makes this team good, I think, right now. They're sharing the ball. They're getting great ball movement and spacing, and they've become so efficient offensively that they've become a nightmare to guard.
And Clark, back to that flex offense you were talking about. Some players come into the league with the bad habit of standing around when they don't have the ball. Steve, that's not going to cut in the flex.
No, it keeps them moving. It keeps the ball going. A lot of screening and cutting. It's a great offense, and it's difficult to cover. But I like what you said. It teaches the young players how to play as well.
And Beatrice kicks to Burke. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Burke's got 10.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Curry with him. He's got 13. Thompson outside. Thompson left side. Back to Curry. Feeds to Iguodala. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Taken away by Williams. Poked away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Now Burke. With 2 seconds left. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
Here's Curry. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Good to have you along, everyone. It's time now for the halftime report. A tight game for the Nuggets, squaring off against
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The west span of the Bay Bridge. Our view as we welcome you back to the San Francisco Bay Area.
How about Steph Curry in this one? 13 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Yeah, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
You know, with Steph Curry, it's never been a question about his talent, guys. It's always been a question about how are his ankles going to do. But really, he only missed significant time in the shortened season. For the most part, he's been healthy and highly productive.
Tipping off the second half, here's Tyrone Corbin's 5. Favors plays the 4 with Kanter at the 5. Rush out there with Burke, and it's Jefferson in at the 3-seed. The Warriors have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Well, they were very pleased with their free throw numbers a year ago. They knocked down about 79% from the stripe as a team.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Now, here's Burke, guarded by Curry. Here's Favors. Rocket 6. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. And a few ankle tweaks for Curry last season, but with the big brace he wore, he said the pain was mostly from the brace bruising his ankle than anything else.
Well, it sounds to me like maybe you should take the brace off. Maybe a smaller brace so he doesn't get the bruising. That would be smart.
Exactly. Tipped away. Jazz trail by 3. And the call will be against David Lee. That's his first foul. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Burke kicks to Favors. Dishes it to Burke for the tie. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
The Warriors shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Here's Curry. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
You know, guys, we had seen what Curry, as the focal point of the team's offense, was capable of. But in a full year with no Monte Ellis by his side, Curry really showed what he could do on the basketball court, and it's special.
Well, you can count on him, can't you? He seems to knock down free throws consistently all game long.
Here's Favors, and there's another one for the Jazz.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Here's Curry. 15 points in the game. And for the Warriors, you know, you talk about that Monte Ellis trade. A big part of that move is getting the ball into the hands of Stephen Curry.
That's right, and also to get Klay Thompson on the floor as the starting 2. It really balanced out that Warriors roster, but it allowed Curry to become the star that he is. He's so good offensively, got the total package, and I think when you look at this Warriors roster, a bright future.
That backcourt, Steve, is about as good a shooting backcourt as I can recall in one time.
With range, yeah, I agree. I've never seen anybody better. Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
Here's Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, you know, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
And the Jazz call time here.
For the Jazz last season, it really became an issue about the log jam inside. They had 2 established starters in Jefferson and Millsap and 2 young up-and-comers in Cantor and Favors, and there was an expectation that somebody would be moved, but the trading deadline passed and they were all still there.
Burke with it, Bogut on him. Jefferson dishes to Cantor, guarded by Curry. 4 on the clock. Takes the 3, and Bogut with the block. And it's Thompson that time on the assist from David Lee. Thompson's got 8 points. Well, you would have thought that the Jazz would have made a deal one way or another, but it was hard for them as they were in the thick of a playoff race at the time, Steve, sort of tied their hands.
Well, if they weren't in that race, I think they might have sent 1 or 2 of those guys out to try to get some more assets for the future. As it was, they ended up losing Millsap and Al Jefferson, so it's incumbent on the young talent in that front court to now develop and really take over.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Iguodala kicks to Thompson. Curry defended by Rush. Bogut backing him down. Lee against Favors. Second chance shot. Indeed, Lee drops it in. Lee's got 6 points in the quarter.
You gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Outside Jefferson. He kicks it to Favors. Now the pass to Burke. 3-pointer. Utah gets it back, but they'll get another chance. And that one's good by Favors.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Well, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. Andre Iguodala, number 2.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you got to be able to do that, but you can also block shots like these guys can. You become even more valuable.
Curry passes to Thompson. He feeds it to Lee. And Thompson kicks to Curry. And Derek Favors pulls it down. Favors got his 6th rebound on the night. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And here is Burke. 13 points in the game. Lays it up and banks it in. Now just a 1-point Warrior lead. The Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Bogut sets a screen for Curry. That's good. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
How about Bogut doing a good job setting that screen?
And Utah has possession. Rush dishes to Burke. Pass to Favors. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They're right now in the 8th spot in the conference here in the early part of the season. And, of course, Utah, a game and a half out.
You know, for the Warriors, unfortunately, mediocre is a word we've often heard used to describe their overall performance this season.
Yeah, I expected them to be a few rungs up the ladder from where they are. That drive, that motivation has been sorely lacking.
And that's now 17 points for David Lee.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Burke, the pass to Rush. He dishes it to Favors. Working on Lee. Favors can't get it to go.
Well, I like his determination and his attitude and aggressiveness, but the defense wasn't going to back off that shot. They were tight on it.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. Back to Curry. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound, Utah.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Here's Rush. Pass to Burke. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. The Warriors pull it in. Lee's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him.
You know, I like what I saw last year from David Lee and Steph Curry in terms of leading their team. They talked about it before the season, and you could see it in how they played and prepared.
Now here's Burke, guarded by Curry. Burke dishes to Cantor. And the basket good. A bank shot that time. Cantor's got 5. And David Lee had been viewed around the league as a guy who put up good numbers, but didn't really help you win. So it had to be a great feeling for him to lead the Warriors on the season they had this past year.
Well, I think this is the first time Lee has really been in position to win. He was drafted by the Knicks. They had really bad teams at the time, and the Warriors now getting going, adding to that roster. So I think it's unfair to suggest that Lee is not a winner based on his overall record as a player.
And he did lead the league in double-doubles last season, so he was performing with high individual numbers, and he's certainly helping the team.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Outside Curry. He passes to Thompson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. There's 1:38 left to play here in the third. Burke kicks to Rush. The dish to Cantor. Knocked loose. Here's Burke. And Utah again with the bucket.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Up top, Curry, defended by Burke. Curry can't get it to go.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning, Clark.
Rush the pass to Cantor. Kicks it to Rush. Nice ball movement by Utah. Burke with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Rush dishes to Burke for the lead. Here's Favors. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. 2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
That's what I do. Make sure you get a couple of shots here to close this quarter.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
What a way to wrap up that possession.
Now here's Burke. Guarded closer. Cantor. Unloads from 13. And the basket good. Cantor's got his third basket of the night right there. Now here's Curry. He's got 19. Now the feed to Thompson. Back to Curry. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Warriors ahead, up by 2.
Coming up next Thursday, November 21st, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on Ty Lawson.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Ezeli is out there with Maurice Spates. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's Tony Douglas. And it's Nedovic in at the shooting guard. That's the Warriors' foul. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, Burks is a shooting guard by trade, but last season, guys, he showed that he could handle the ball and run a team in a pinch. Not something you'd want him doing all the time, but it's nice to have that as a plan B or C if you need it.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. And Burks, very quick and very athletic, even standing 6'6". He's able to stay with most point guards defensively.
Yeah, a bit of a late bloomer physically going into college at Colorado, but excellent athleticism. And I love the defensive versatility that he provides to their team.
Second chance effort. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Stephen Curry's checked in for Nedovic. Good on the second free throw.
Well, these Spates swapped teams once again last year. This time joining Cleveland. Now he finds his way to Golden State. Spates very talented, but you wonder if he's ever really going to find his niche with one team for more than a year or 2.
Lucas kicks to Gobert. Just 5 on the clock. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Warriors leading. And Spates primarily part pick and pop big man.
Yeah, I like his nice soft touch, Kevin. It's really solid in the mid-range area. A pretty decent rebounder as well. I think he's a very productive backup and young enough to where he's still got some room to grow.
That free throw, no good.
Festus Ezeli taken with the final pick of the first round in 2012. And he's a raw, athletic 6'11" big man out of Nigeria by way of Vanderbilt University. Boy, I tell you what, I love his size. It's now all about improving his skill level, and with his work ethic, I think it's just a matter of time before that happens.
Williams kicks to Beatrice. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
He's far too tentative in the paint. Even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Barnes passes to O'Neal. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Steve, for Ezeli, a good offensive rebounder, a capable defender, but offensively not much help.
Well, he can get better, no question. He just needs to be able to catch and finish off those pick and roll plays. He's never going to be a great shooter. But defensively and on the glass, that's where he really makes an impact.
David Lee checked in for Ezeli. Burks dishes to Williams. From 11 feet away, he with the block. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Enes Kanter's checked in for Utah. Jefferson comes in for Gordon Hayward. Williams a screen on O'Neal. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. But they recover it. And it's sent back by O'Neal. Here's Barnes. And the shot is good. And the Warriors lead by 7.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor. I mean, their offense in the paint has not been up to par.
Now, here's Cantor, guarded by O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. Jefferson down low. Working on Thompson. Jefferson's shot is off.
Well, they've been outstanding on the boards, and it's a big reason why they've got a lead. Doing the dirty work down low.
Yeah, and Clark, you know, rebounding's a team effort. Everybody's boxing out. Everyone is accountable. They're doing a nice job collectively.
Passes it to Burks. Feeds it to Burke. Curry with the steal. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And Utah making a change here. Favors is checked in. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hey, guys. Well, Tyrone Corbin had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Curry kicks to Bogut. Stolen by Kansas. Burke with it. It's stolen by Bogut. We're down with both hands.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
Guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Outside Jefferson. Dishes it to Rush. Back to Jefferson. Favors sets the pick for Jefferson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The pass to Burke. From the arc. Shot is off. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly. I mean, the score is right where you'd expect it to be when the battle on the boards is that lopsided.
Outside Curry. Barnes. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Warriors lead by 13. Utah's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Rush off the pick from Cantor. Rush the pass to Jefferson. He kicks it to Favors. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
What a game for Favors. He's got 13 points and a steal. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Well, it's a good example, Clark, of how you set the table for the rest of your teammates. He's really brought focus and energy to this game.
Curry dishes to Thompson. He feeds it to Barnes. Pass to Bogut. 5 to shoot. Outside Curry. The trade. It's rebounded by Richard Jefferson.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Rush. He dishes it to Favors. He's against Lee. Ball's knocked loose. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's Curry. A rebound by the Jazz. Now Burke. Pass to Rush. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
Curry with it. Now guarded by Rush. Curry kicks to Thompson. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Burke. Jefferson gets the bucket.
And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back. Straight to the rack.
Warriors leading by 7. Outside Curry. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. That's on Enes Kanter.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Golden State. And both free throws good for Curry. Jazz trail by 9. And here is Burke. Now the dish to Favors. He's against Lee. Outside Jefferson. Jefferson can't get that one to fall. The Warriors have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Thompson misses.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Rush's shot is off. Golden State's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Curry. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Curry's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, it's been all about pace and space with them. Tempo, the fast break points, just a huge advantage.
Yeah, they've been looking to push it all the time and to get that early offense, and they're doing it well.
Gets it to go.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
Warriors leading by 9. Lee sets a screen for Curry. Thompson. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Here's Burke. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, take a look at the numbers for Burke. 22 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Curry passes to Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 12 points for Andre Iguodala. Utah calls timeout. They're down by 10. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Jefferson on top. The Jazz working the ball around now. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Curry gets the bucket. And it's a 12-point Warrior lead.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Burke dishes to Jefferson. Kicks to Burke. And it's blocked. One-on-one fast break. Thompson passes to Iguodala.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
Now, here's Burke. He's covered closely. Good on the shot. Burke's got 15 points here in the second half.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Curry kicks the lead. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, the way he played last season and the strides he made in terms of defensive pressure and the fact he's a consistent threat, we can start calling David Lee an elite power forward, in my opinion. The numbers are certainly there.
And for David Lee last season, the second All-Star appearance in his career, one with the New York Knicks, and last year as a Warrior. The first All-Star appearance for the Golden State Warriors, Steve. And hard to believe in 16 years.
Yeah, that's a long time, but it's been a pretty big dry spell for that franchise. But you know, you talk about Lee, he led the league last year in double-doubles, had 56 of them during the season. So, you know, is he elite? I don't know if he's elite, but he's a He's a borderline all-star, made it last year, but one of the top, let's say, 5-6 power forwards in the game.
And that's high praise. Lee with the block. Thompson dishes to Iguodala. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Warriors lead by 15.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them.
And Rush kicks to Favors. Goes up on the wing. Misses off the left iron.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Outside Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a tip.